If you want to buy the best pre-built PC on a budget, then you came to the right place. I will show you the 4 best pre-built PCs on a budget that you can get right now, and every system that I'm going to mention will deliver a very solid gaming performance for the price. I will also show you the level of gaming performance that you can expect with each system at 1080p and even 1440p resolution. All the links to these systems will be down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. With the first PC, we have one from Thermaltake. This one is the LCGS gaming desktop. I absolutely love the design with 4 pre-installed fans, an aftermarket CPU air cooler, and in terms of gaming performance, you get the RTX 3050 8GB version alongside the i5 12400F processor. Now, this PC will be ideal for basic games at 1080p, so if you want to play games like Minecraft, Valorant, Fortnite, GTA 5, these type of games are the type of games that you want to play with this system. Now, of course, if you want to play very high demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077, this PC is not going to be for you, and I recommend you getting the next one on the list, which I will be talking about in just a second. Regardless of that, if you decide to buy this system for those high demanding titles, you will be playing at medium or low settings depending on the game and depending on the exact settings at 1080p resolution. But again, if you want to play those easy to run games, even at 1440p, if you want to play a game like GTA 5, you can play this game at 1440p with this system with no issues, and the price by the time of filming is $750. If you have less money to spend on this, I will give you some bonus tips in a minute. With the next one, we have the HP Victus 15L. I have tested this system plenty of times, and this one is actually pretty similar in terms of pricing compared to the last one, but here you get the RTX 4060, which is much faster for 1080p resolution gaming than the RTX 3050 from the last system. With this PC, you can play at 1080p at higher frame rates, even in high demanding games depending on the settings, so feel free to play games like Cyberpunk 2077 or The Last of Us Part 1 with this PC. Here you also get a faster processor than before. In the i5 13400, you get 16 gigs of RAM and a 1TB NVMe SSD. Now, this one goes for $770, and I highly recommend you buying this one over the last one if you just want to plug and play. The last one is more upgradable over time, so if you think that you will be making changes to the system over time, then I believe that the last one might be a better option for you. But again, if you just want the best price to performance for gaming, I do believe that this Victus 15L offers better value. Also, you can customize and buy this system and make it black in case you want a black design, or you can keep it in white. On top of that, you can also change the memory for about $60 if you want 32 gigs of RAM, and 32 gigs of RAM is going to be ideal if you want to do content creation and streaming. So if you just want to do gaming, 16 gigs is going to be just fine at this price point. But again, if you're a content creator, upgrading the memory might be worth it. Then if you have more money to spend, I recommend you getting the Skytech Nebula gaming PC. This one has the same CPU and GPU combo as the Victus 15L, but this one is much more upgradable over time. So here you are combining the value of the Victus 15L with the upgradability of the first system. But of course, it comes at a premium. I will talk about the pricing in just a second, but in terms of gaming performance, this is a great 1080p computer. I mean, you can expect well over 80 FPS on average at 1080p high to ultra settings in high demanding games. And if you want to play esports games like Fortnite, Valorant, CS2, you can expect well over 300 FPS on average. So feel free to go with a 240Hz, possibly even a 360Hz 1080p monitor. And if you want to play at 1440p, you can play high demanding games at 1440p as well, depending on the settings. But I do recommend you turning on DLSS if you will be playing those high demanding titles at 1440p resolution. And in terms of pricing, this one goes for $850, so it's about $100 more expensive than the last 2 systems, but in my opinion, it's definitely worth the upgrade if you can afford it. And last but not least, if you have around $1,000 to spend, I do recommend you getting the Thermaltake LCGS with a different configuration, where you get the i5 13400F CPU alongside the RTX 4060 Ti graphics card. The 4060 Ti graphics card is quite faster than the RTX 4060, and you will be able to play at higher frame rates at both 1080p and 1440p resolution. In fact, you can expect over 100 FPS on average in high demanding games, high to ultra settings at 1080p and over 60 plus FPS on average at 1440p without DLSS. So again, I do recommend you turning on DLSS or lowering the settings to medium or high at 1440p in very high demanding titles. Here you also get 16 gigs of RAM and a 1TB SSD, which is the standard for gaming. Looks amazing, all white with RGB, and the total price is just under $1,000 by the time of filming. Now, as I said before, if you are working with a very tight budget and you have less than $750, which is the price for the first system, I do recommend you going for the used market. I do not recommend you buying a brand new system because they do not offer great value for the most part. That being said, there are many PCs in the used market, so it's up to you which one you want to get, and also it's up to your budget. But if you're lucky, you can definitely find gaming PCs with the RTX 3060 or 4060 at cheaper price points. And if you are willing to build a PC yourself and get better price to performance, I do recommend you watching my video about the best budget PC builds of the month. You will find that video in the top right corner of the screen, and in the video description alongside every gaming PC I mentioned today, you will find my personal PC help in case you want me to help you find the right system, whether it's a pre-built PC or a PC build for your specific budget and needs. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.